What is up, guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Sean Flack 2.0. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I decided to become a certified personal trainer and why I chose NASM, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, for that certification. So let's just get right into it. If you, I've already written 2 blogs on the subject, but I wanted to go ahead on actual why I became a certified personal trainer, and then the other one as to why I decided to use NASM. And what I decided to do was go ahead and make a video combining the two. If you are interested in checking out the blog, it's on my website, which is up above right there. That's www.seanflack.com. And that you'll basically find all the links to the social. You'll be able to check out my Instagram posts, follow different news articles and things like that I post up there. So go ahead and check me out there if you'd like. You also have links to this video and other video content as well. So yeah, head over there if you got any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about me in general. But basically, I decided to become more fit is what it was. And one thing that as I was trying to navigate like the fitness world and trying to find something that was going to be right for me, I come to realize that there wasn't that much representation of somebody like me. And partly of that, obviously I'm a plus size model, I'm overweight, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of the like mainstream trendy fitness stuff is like high intensity interval training. CrossFit's really big right now. um, you know and those are things that I'm older as well. Those are things that are not sustainable for someone like me, just to kind of go from being deconditioned, have not been in the gym for years. I used to train martial arts 3 4 times a week. And now I'm just not as young as I was. I'm obviously still a big guy, and there wasn't anything that spoke out to me. So I decided, like, well, you know what? Then I'm gonna start a channel. I'm gonna start using content that showed me a plus size model, um, do exercises, and try to put out different pictures on Instagram and stuff like that to motivate other people to do the same, to get more active. To see that if you were to look, you could actually find people that are plus size and things like that, and that they were getting more active, more fit, more healthy, or just, not even like super buff or losing hella weight, but being more active in itself already puts you, above the curve. So anyway, there was no representation of that. Nothing spoke to me. So I decided that, then I needed to be that. So I wanted to create a space. I wanted to create, content that showed a plus size model, right, diabetic, being active and helping inspire, educate, and motivate folks like me to do so, and basically say that yes, we can be, out there, and we can be working, and there is representation for us. But the issue that I had was I wasn't educated in it. So I wanted to make the content, I wanted to present the content and motivate and speak on it from a place of education. So I kind of found out that a couple of my coworkers were fitness professionals, and I was kind of asking, I did my own research, looked at different programs, and just none of the programs that I was finding were for me. Like for me to like educate myself and it just be for the fact of education. So I talked to some fitness professional coworkers, and they were certified personal trainers. So I had asked like what entailed in becoming a certified personal trainer, and they said the get down is like you'll take this class, you'll do a test. They talk about a lot of good information, and so that's when like the hunt for certification began. Was I wanted to, be, I don't know if you want to call it inspiration, motivation, again, educate. Those are my big 3 words that I want to put out there for the content, is inspire others that may have some type of detriment or deterrent from going to the gym or starting some type of workout plan or whatever, was to be able to speak from a place of education. And so I decided that, okay, well, let me look into being a certified personal trainer. And my biggest thing about it. It's like, well, what does it look like to have a personal trainer that's big, that's fat, that's overweight, right? That's, let's just get it out there, right? And I was like, I don't care about that. But I do want to be more healthy for myself, for my family, for my kids. So then I decided that, hey, let's look into it. So, just like any respectable, human being, the first place you do your research is YouTube, right? So I went onto YouTube, looked at a bunch of different YouTube, reviews about the different certifications, and basically it came down to one of two certifications, and one was called ACE, which is the American Council on Exercise, and the other one was NASM, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They're very comparable, and I think at the time when I was actually looking at pricing and things like that, I believe, and because I don't want to disregard or discount ACE as a program, but I chose NASM for one of the main things. It was their optimal performance training model, and they really marketed it towards um, more taking a deconditioned sedentary body and getting it ready for the gym, and then working towards muscle endurance, power, speed, strength. But it didn't start you off like in a high intensity interval training workout that was going to be difficult for somebody, for me, and for somebody like me. Um, so it was between the two, and I really couldn't make a really big decision because they're very similar. But in all the videos, NASM came up as being, the top. It's the top rated, most regarded, blah blah blah. And so you're like, okay, well, how reliable are these YouTube folks or whatever? So I went back to my coworkers that were those fitness professionals, and I kind of asked them like, hey, who did they get their certification through? And some of them worked at gyms, and then they took their certification through the gym. So, but the three of them basically said that NASM was a certification they either number one wished they got, or they were taking supplemental specialization classes from NASM. So that was my deciding factor. And again, I don't want to take anything away from ACE because I'm sure they're a great program as well. But I think through my own personal experience and talking to folks that I interact with in real life, they gave NASM their thumbs up. So I just went ahead with them. So currently, at the recording of this video, I'm actually a certified personal trainer. Um, I will say a couple things about NASM. One thing I did like, when you go sign up, you get your own little, education advisor or whatever you want to call them to kind of walk you through everything. And then if, I've had to call them one more time after I got certified to kind of like figure out where I had to go next or whatever it was. But anyway, I certified. It took me about 9 weeks to certify. I know there's like videos out there where people said, oh, I got in like 2 weeks. I got in like 3 weeks. I got it in a month. Like I said, so it was like what, 2.5 months, something like that. Because I really took my time. The program, when they're initially, like, hey, 2 chapters a week, and some weeks I was ahead, some weeks I was behind. But all in all, it took me 9 weeks to get through. The information presented was presented very well. I opted to get a physical book because I actually like physical books better than the digital book and online. But the online stuff was actually so interactive that it helped me retain a lot of the concepts. And I don't have a fitness background, I don't have a workout background or anything like that. So it just, so much information, so many things I was confused on, but they always had some way to, back up and nail in those um, hard topics, the material, like the main parts of the material. They always had like a podcast at the end with the review, interactive videos throughout. They had little chapter quizzes and chapter checkups and stuff like that. So it really did a great job. Like their online material did a great job presenting the information and then giving you a way, if you're a listener or if you're like somebody that's visual, you need to see something. So I really like that about their program. A little bit more on the OPT model. When I was doing the research, and again, how much research is like YouTube, but watching the YouTube videos, people made fun of the OPT model, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And then after I went through the whole program and certified, I didn't understand why they made fun of it, because it was actually a really good foundational program for personal trainers, especially if this is not your thing, like you just don't know, and you would like to have a really good guideline and instruction on how to create programs and things like that, I think it's a great model. So yeah, if I was to give, my own personal experience, I'm actually working on the nutrition certification now. I know that's one of my biggest things. My biggest blocks is the nutrition piece. So again, um, I'm getting brain farty right here, so I'll probably cut this out. But yeah, I'm working on my nutrition certification now, and I know that's one of my biggest blocks. You can't outwork a bad habit, a bad diet. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, that I already know from previous. So I figure most of the education, the more education I have on a certain subject, it helps me make better decisions. Same thing with actually going to the gym. Something I wanted to add about just learning about and how to be a certified personal trainer was resistance training. Like, I really did not understand why people would love to lift weights. It wasn't my thing, super boring. But through the process of learning like what resistance training does to the body and how beneficial it is and how it works, and I mean, it really gave me an appreciation for that. So now that I'm going to the gym more often, I'm putting resistance training in my daily workout. So yeah, so that's basically it as far as why I decided to become a personal trainer and then why I chose NASM. Um, yeah, so if there's any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts about that, you can go ahead and leave them in the description below or in the comments below. So go ahead and do that if you'd like. If you like this content and you'd like to see more of it, or again, just sharing the journey of becoming uh, more active and more fit, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell icon, like the video. Obviously, you guys know that helps out a lot. And then comments. I'll try to get to every comment as I can. And that's basically it. So until the next video, we'll see you then. Peace out.